Hello everyone, my name's Emma and we're on day 2 of our devotional series this week on You Matter. So yesterday we looked at blind Bartimaeus and today we're going to look at the woman caught in adultery. Caught in the act of adultery, dragged naked by force into a public gathering place, humiliated, separated from anyone, no lover to protect her or stand alongside her, judged and sentenced to death without trial or by self-righteous leaders, and placed before the King of Kings who is pure and holy. This is how the Apostle Paul describes the opening scene of one of the most poignant passages in Scripture. Let's read it in John 8. At dawn he appeared again in the temple courts where all the people gathered around him, and he sat down to teach them. The teachers of the law and the Pharisees brought in a woman caught in adultery. They made her stand before the group and said to Jesus, "Teacher, this woman was caught in the act of adultery. In the law of Moses, we are commanded to stone such a woman. Now what do you say?" They were using this question as a trap in order to have a basis of accusing him. But Jesus bent down and started to write on the ground with his finger. When they kept on questioning him, he straightened up and said to them, "Let any one of you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone at her." Again, he stooped down and wrote on the ground. At this, those who heard began to go away one at a time, the older ones first, until only Jesus was left, with the woman still standing there. Jesus straightened up and asked her, "Woman, where are they? Has no one condemned you?" "No one, sir," she said. "Then neither do I condemn you," Jesus declared. "Go now and leave your life of sin." This whole situation was a setup. The woman was collateral damage. She didn't matter. She was being used to try and trap Jesus. That's how worthless and insignificant she was to the leaders that dragged her there. They hadn't even followed their own laws and regulations in how they were dealing with the situation, but it didn't matter to them because she didn't matter. It's dawn and a crowd have gathered already to hear what Jesus is saying in the temple court. Jesus is sharing with them when confronted with this distressed woman and a group of leaders. Yet he remains unruffled and doesn't even look up at the commotion but writes in the earth. What he wrote, we don't know. What we do know is that Jesus then stands and makes one of the most memorable statements. "Whoever is without sin, cast the first stone." A statement that's a familiar saying to most of us. This first statement he makes is for the crowd. He makes it to all those gathered. He is, of course, the only person who could have cast a stone. But his next statements are for the woman and for her alone. The crowd have gone, they've slunk off. He knows this even though he's bent down to write in the earth again. Where are they? Who condemns you? "No one," she says. "Neither do I. Go and sin no more." So 3 things for us today. Firstly, at the feet of Jesus. This woman finds herself at the feet of Jesus. She's dragged there, frightened, naked, humiliated, scared to death. What she finds is that at the feet of Jesus is exactly where she needed to be. It's there that she finds the opposite of what she was taken there for. She was taken there to be punished and to potentially face death. What she finds is restoration, value, life, and love. And she knows that she matters. It's where she gets a second chance, an opportunity of a new life. And it's the same for us. We need to make our way to the feet of Jesus today to feel his love and to know that we too are valued. Secondly, voices. We have a choice of what voices we listen to. We can choose to listen to the voices of our critics, and that includes our own, often our biggest critic, that condemn, taunt, mock, seek to damage and bring us down. Or we can listen to the voice of Jesus that says, "I don't condemn you." Matthew 11:28 says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and weighed down, and I will give you rest." Will we choose to listen to the voice of Jesus today, who loves us and values us? And thirdly, eyes. What did this woman see in the eyes of Jesus? I like to think for the first time she sees love, joy, peace. What a difference she sees in those eyes to the eyes of the baying mob that had dragged her before him. These precious eyes don't condemn, they love. And Jesus, as he looks into her eyes, sees someone he loves. and see someone who is worth it all. We can look into those eyes today. We can see our value, see our worth, see his love. We don't know what happened to this woman, but I don't believe she was ever the same again. She met the King of Kings and knew she mattered. So today, if you feel worthless, be blessed. If you feel really sad, be blessed. If you feel worn out, be blessed. If you feel like you need to hold it all together for the sake of others, be blessed. And if you feel like running a 10K, be blessed. But just know that you matter. Amen.